The Cybersecurity Authority is one of the agencies under my ministry, and I'm sure leading up to the Christmas, you guys saw the clampdown we did on cybercrime and fraud and all of that. Part of what we do is also to deal with sextortion and child online protection. In this instance, I'm sure you're referencing the Russian gentleman who came into the country. Yesterday, I caused the ministry to send an invitation to the Russian ambassador. I intend to see him this week and have a conversation with him.
The Minister of Communications, Sam George, have come out to, make a statement concerning the Russian man that has been, taking videos of Ghanaian ladies without their consent. And this is what he has to say. I'm going to be sharing the video here. Please do better watch, like, and share.
The Cybersecurity Authority is one of the agencies under my ministry, and I'm sure leading up to the Christmas, you guys saw the clampdown we did on cybercrime and fraud and all of that. Part of what we do is also to deal with sextortion and child online protection. In this instance, I'm sure you're referencing the Russian gentleman who came into the country. Yesterday, I caused the ministry to send an invitation to the Russian ambassador. I intend to see him this week and have a conversation with him. We're taking a very strong view of it. The individuals involved are not minors. None of them is a minor. They're grown-up adults who made decisions. What the Cybersecurity Authority is interested in, and my ministry is interested in, is not in the moral judgment of the individuals. It's in the non-consensual sharing of the videos that were posted online. That is a crime. It's not a crime to be able to convince a man or a woman to go into your room with you in 6 minutes. That's not a crime by the law. That's a personal decision to make. But it is a crime to record a person without their consent. And even when you record and keep it on your phone, and the person finds out and reports to us, we'll prosecute you and you go to jail. That's the law of the land. Now, you don't just record it, but you go and post it on a website for financial gain. That gentleman will be looked for. We will activate every resource in our disposal, working with Interpol. The way we've worked with Interpol to extradite Ghanaians to other jurisdictions, we will request the Russian authorities, and that's why I've invited the Russian ambassador, to work with our law enforcement. We want the gentleman to come to Ghana, to be brought back to Ghana, extradited to Ghana, for him to face the rigors of our law. Ghanaian citizens, irrespective of their decision-making, will be protected by their government. The government of John Dramani Mahama will ensure that every citizen's rights are protected. And you cannot record a citizen without their consent and air that or post that online. That constitutes a crime under the Cyber Crime Offences Act, the Cyber Security Authority Act, CSA Act 1038 of Ghana, passed in 2020 by Parliament. So we will work on it. We're working on it. My Lelu team at Cybersecurity is building a full docket. Whether we have the gentleman or not, I intend for us to file a full prosecution. We'll make a representation before the courts, try him in absentia, and get judgment if he fails to show up. But we will not let this go. I mean, my colleague Minister for Gender has issued a statement as well, because most of these victims were women. But we would pursue this to its legal conclusion and ensure that this never happens again. But once again, to our countrymen and women, we urge caution. We urge caution. I mean, we need to be minded about some of these things and careful. But on the legal parts, we will do our part. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
First of all, still on this Russian guy issue, the communication minister said this: government to extradite Russian gentleman involved in secret filming of Ghanaian ladies. This is virtually impossible. It is close to impossible. If it is a Ghanaian that did this and then he's in Russia, there can be some form of cooperation. But it's a Russian citizen, and you think the Russian government will allow you to arrest? No, it's virtually impossible. There is no bilateral treaty between Ghana and Russia. The Russian law prohibits, I repeat, the Russian law prohibits the extradition of their citizens to any country if they commit a crime in that country. So if there's some form of cooperation, then the guy will serve his sentence in Russia and not in Ghana. This extradition thing is virtually impossible. Now, the only way this guy can be extradited is if he commits a double crime. That is, he commits it in Russia and then in Ghana. Even at that, he will serve the sentence in Russia. So as long as it's not a political offense, the Extradition Act of 1960 cannot, it is virtually impossible. So, Master, I'm sure Sam Joy is just saying this to make the ladies feel better. Look, the lady should accept that they fucked up. They fucked up by following a stranger into his room after just 5 sentences. This is something they'll have to live with. The guy will not be extradited. Even a Ghanaian that's in America, you cannot extradite him back. And a Russian national, it is virtually impossible. But the ladies should accept that they messed up, and they messed up by following a stranger, and they will learn from it. And for other Ghanaian ladies will also learn from it. But apparently, this guy will come out and come and self-sentence in Sawam. It is impossible. They will not do him anything.
Intentionally sleeping with people with the purpose of infecting them with disease is actually a criminal offense. So there's a Russian guy who's traveled all over Ghana, and then he went to Kenya, and basically what he has done, he would approach a woman in the street and say, come with me, whilst he's filming them. And apparently, I haven't even seen it, but apparently he is taking them, inviting them back to his place and doing things with them whilst filming them. And we already have a casualty of this. Apparently, one of the women that he filmed, because he was just collecting all these women in the streets, some of them were mothers, some of them had children, and taking them to his home. He's rented a home somewhere, these places that he was going, and then he was taking them to his place and sleeping with them. Apparently that he was videoing them for his online, I don't know, I don't want to say which one, just in case I might be wrong, but he was selling all of this, and therefore all this was to him a business. And in the process, he has gone around infecting all these African women, hundreds of African women with diseases, whilst filming himself. The governments of Kenya and the government of Ghana must get this guy repatriated, and he must face justice, because intentionally infecting people with diseases is actually a criminal offense.
Guys, families, relatives, friends of these people who fell victim of this Russia guy, please, this is the time to show your empathy. This is the time to show your to be with them. Oh yes, somebody will say that, was that the one that sent them? It's true, you didn't send them, but please, sometimes adults you never stop learning, you never stop growing. We are all still learning and growing, still having life experiences. This guy has spoken. Yeah, he has released a what's it called? And then he said he had studied seduction. He has studied seduction for like 15 years or over 15 years or about 15 years. How to seduce women. And you know, we women, our ears the sweetest. Our ears the sweetest. You never know what this guy had promised someone. Maybe he had met this girl, he promised to even get married to her, he promised blah blah blah. You never know how they felt. They allow him to not them. It's all their responsibilities. They will definitely take responsibility for their actions. But as friends, as relatives, as what's it called? Please, at this time, please be with them. Don't add to the people that are already trolling them, because they are already going through a lot. So you people are the only people that can help them. The fact is, nothing can actually console them now or give them a closure, but then it's just a little support, moral support to them, that at least it will keep them going. Okay guys, peace.
Just like the Minister of Communication have said, no one has the right to, record people without their consent and use them to make money. And the other video from Saying Gossip, it says something about how the Russians do not allow people arrest their own citizens. So it means that is the reason why this guy is getting away with all the crimes he has been committing, because he's a Russian. And there is no way they can extradite him to Ghana to come and face a sentence, or to come for court or get into the prison. But instead, the Russian government will not allow that to happen. I've never heard this kind of thing, no. That someone will come to your country and commit a crime, and you can't be able to extradite them into your country and serve them. Serve them. It is only Russians that do not allow people to take their citizens. So that is the reason why some Russians will go to some countries and they want to be committing crime, thinking, oh, their country is going to protect them. Guys, what do you think about this? Are you actually sure it is true that they cannot extradite this guy back to Ghana and let him rot in Sawam prison, and let the mosquito bite him first for 1 month straight? because this is actually bad for him to do that. This is actually very, very bad. Let me know what you think in the comment section.